Gang, as promised in studio, we have the debonair, the effervescent, I don't even know what that word means. We have one of my closest comrades, somebody who I would trust with my life, Mr. Rory Beil. How are you, brother?
Hi, Mr. Hatch. I'm doing very well.
I like the Mr. Hatch. That feels very formal.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Yeah. Rory, we go back a long ways. What does that long ways look like? Because we've been in and out of each other's lives now for 15 or 16 years. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I first knew of a young boy, Erik Hatch, roaming the halls of First Lutheran Church. Then I had...
He's a strapping young lad.
Yeah, right? I forgot strapping. Strapping. And so he was full of energy. And he participated in a lot of activities, adventure type things that as a young dad I did as well. Then my kids grew up. And they had a chance to spend some time with this crazy guy, growing their faith.
I was a youth director at First Lutheran Church for 8 years, so I wasn't just the weirdo hanging out, although that's also welcome.
Yes. So our kids had an awesome experience, and I know his wife and her family, and so there's always been a connection.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I've watched your 3 kids grow up now. You have a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 13-year-old. Is that right?
Soon to be 13.
Soon to be 13. Okay. His muscles are bigger than mine, though, Rory.
He's proud of them.
Like never,
let him ask him about them.
I can't wait. He makes me feel a little bit insecure because he is just ripped. And physical fitness has been a huge part of your family and your life. Help our listeners and viewing audience understand more about that.
So my wife is a physical education teacher. My training is actually in exercise physiology. So for a number of years, I led what was then Merit Care's sports medicine program, fitness, athlete training. And so that's been a big piece. I moonlight with my wife, Dawn, as high school track coaches at Fargo-Davies. That's been a big part of our lives. Our kids have participated in that. And so we're always moving.
And you've grown that program at Davies in the last couple of years to be now, did you say the largest participatory student organization?
Based on last year's numbers, it was the largest extracurricular activity program in Fargo Public Schools.
Running, jumping, throwing.
Running, jumping, throwing. Sometimes running a long way.
You lost me at running. Yeah.
Well, there's things to throw.
Okay, then it's good. Rory, you're a guy that has invested in this community and has excelled at everything you've touched. You have this Midas touch, Rory, whether you see it or not. I think it's important to name some of the work that you did with Streets Alive so people understand really how invested you are into health and this community.
Well, for a number of years, I worked for Dakota Medical Foundation on a health promoting initiative, physical activity and healthy eating. And so the event that's now still occurring in downtown Fargo a couple times a summer, where they close 3 miles of streets to cars and open it up to any form of human-powered movement, Streets Alive. I helped start that. Started a number of initiatives in our schools called Schools Alive that focused on giving our kids an opportunity to move during the day to help them be better learners and maybe be better behaved.
Yeah.
And in modern day, I've moved into the world of supporting mental health in the community, and it's kids are always a focus, and so we've done a lot to support schools as they learn about kids that have had really tough upbringings and how that might impact their behavior and what we can do as schools and individuals and as a community to help them thrive.
I don't know, folks, if you picked up on that common thread, but everything about Rory is about health. Streets Alive was about health. The job you're doing now is about mental health. And you can't sit still. I'm convinced that you are one of the most hyper energetic, can't not be busy type of thing. And so you and your brother went ahead and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to lift heavy things all the time.
Yeah. Yes. We grew up in Valley City, and our dad sold furniture. And he was either related to everybody in the county or he moved their furniture
that makes prom a weird thing, doesn't it?
Especially prom. And so I have 3 brothers. When he needed help moving, we did a lot of furniture moving jobs as a kid. We thought it was pretty normal.
Right. And so you were used to picking up awkward, heavy things and transporting them all over. And now you and your brother have formed, and it's been around for a little bit, but you've been kind of under the radar. And I want to take that radar and I want to throw it away because I think what you and your brother are doing are exceptional. You've started Beil Brothers Moving Company. Help people understand the why behind that and how you're different than the competition.
Well, the why behind it is we had a lot of positive experiences moving heavy things. And then
Rory, let me stop you. Moving sucks. Like, I can't think of a worse thing to do than move. And yet you're choosing to do that with your free time.
So we can help make it easier for people many of whom think moving sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the few who doesn't think moving sucks. My brother has young kids. I have kids. We don't get to see each other. Nobody comes between us when we're carrying a sofa.
Yeah.
And our dad taught us to take care of other people's stuff like it was our own. So it actually feels good to help somebody move into a new space. And so we enjoy it.
Is there any magical piece to moving? Because is it just lifting things and carrying things, or is there an extra touch that you all are doing?
Well, I think when somebody's having their stuff moved, they would like to in some way have a little bit of a connection or a bond with the people doing it to give them some peace of mind. And I think one of the things we do well is we develop that sincerely. How you load it, how you pack it, how you care for it while you're moving it, those things matter. Again, as young boys, we learned that you're going to take skin off your hand when you're going around the corner before you're going to put a mark in somebody's wall or before you're going to scuff their dresser. And so we take that stuff seriously.
It's refreshing to hear, Rory, in all seriousness. And you and I have talked about this moving company for a while. I am a raving fan and an endorser. We want every one of our clients to, of course, use Beil Brothers. But it's not something that people tend to do, right? Like most people don't just show up and say, I'm going to hire a mover, because people want to save money. We talked at the top of the hour about the difference between like maximizing your money or minimizing your stress. And a mover minimizes stress. What can somebody expect when they hire you? What would that experience look like? We don't need to talk about the dollars, but I want to know about the white glove care that you tend to give.
Well, you know, I think what you find is when we work, we work. And that if we're there to do the job of moving your stuff, and when we're in the truck traveling between locations, that's our chance to rest. That's our chance to get a bite to eat. But while we're there, we're moving and we're not watching the clock. And I think we're doing the little things that help you feel good. And I think we're really highly efficient.
Yeah.
And so I think that's an important part of the move too.
Efficient, careful, hospitable, handsome, right?
Yes, don't forget handsome.
Quadruple threat, really, Rory. If anybody's out there moving, and if I was moving right now, I would honestly, this is the biggest endorsement I can give. You would be my first call, is to say, how can I get all this stress off of my plate and onto Rory's muscly shoulders, right? And so if people want to learn more about Beil Brothers, and that's Beil, where can they find out about Beil Brothers?
Well, the easiest way is to call so that we can have a conversation. 701-893-6366. 893-6366. And then we can talk about what it is you'd like to have done. And we can help either give you an estimate or let you know what it would cost per hour. And so you can feel good about what the options are.
Oh my gosh. I might just have you come and just move stuff in my house just because I like being around you. I think it's that good.
Let me know.
Folks, Beil Brothers Moving Company gets my rave endorsement for today. In the meantime, we're going to go to break. So check out hatchrealty.com. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.